Hi, everyone. Welcome back to TC 911 Beyond the Call, episode 17. I'm your host, Abbey Dudek, and I am here today with the GIS Trio. We have Lauren, Chase, and Gary. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I know that we're sharing a mic. So, Lauren, we will start with you. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, nothing says happy Wednesday like a podcast chat.
This is my first podcast I've ever been on, so
Really?
pretty
Okay.
exciting.
That's awesome. Good deal. Well, cool. So, Lauren, what is your title here at Tarrant County 911?
My title is GIS Data Analyst.
That sounds intense. What do you do?
Well, my responsibility is a lot of QA/QC work. We have lots of validations that we have to run to make sure our data is working properly. Once it gets into the PSAPs, we don't want it to cause any issues. And so that's my main responsibility.
What would be a way you can put that where the public might be understanding? Like, you're giving them data for what? Where are we helping them? Because we know the technology will, we do the lines and stuff like that. What part in your guys, all three of your position, goes into the actual PSAP test question for the public? If you've been listening on the podcast, public safety answering point.
So basically, we just make sure, you have a street that maybe has an overpass. You want to make sure that it's reflected as it would be in the real world in our maps. And so if you have an overpass, you don't want those lines to intersect. You want them to pass over and under each other. Versus if you have an intersection, you do want those lines to intersect to show that you can turn left or turn right on this street, And I do all of the data exports for the mapping that goes into the PSAPs. So anytime a call comes in, the map that shows the location of the phone call is the map that we work on.
I actually didn't even know that about the overpass and all that.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. There's a lot of things you got to think about.
It sounds very tedious. Is it tedious?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, but you love it, though, because that's your...
Yeah, very detail-oriented.
That's good. Okay. So how long have you been at the district now?
I've been here for 5 years. I just had my 5-year work anniversary earlier this month.
Hey, well, congratulations.
It's really flown by. It doesn't feel like it's been 5 years at all.
Sometimes it feels like 20.
Sometimes it feels like 20. Sometimes it feels like 5 months.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I'm only 1 year ahead of you, and I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still learning new things every day because I didn't come in with a 911 background at all. Mm-hmm. And so that's definitely been more of a learning curve, is just learning everything that goes into it.
Now, you have had a change in your job, right? You got a promotion.
I did, yeah. I was just recently promoted to GIS Data Analyst in October, in the end of last year. So it's been, interesting, kind of changing responsibilities. Our whole department has been changing because we had a retirement. So, job titles have been switched around a little bit.
We miss you. We love you, Warren. Well, shout out to Warren. Big W there. So he was featured in our Facebook pictures for the trash bash. He comes back. Even though he's retired, he comes back and helps us with our trash bash cleanup. So, yeah. Well, great. So congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you.
What sort of goals would you like to see in your career, or what kind of footprint would you like to put in the district with, going into the future with the change of technology and things like that?
I think really just continuing to develop my skills. And then something that we have to look forward to with, Next Gen 911 is collaboration with other 911 districts, other entities. So I think that'll be interesting to kind of start forming better relationships with them. We're really going to have to work closely together. So I'm excited for that.
Good. All right. Yeah, good deal. Thank you so much, Lauren. Hello, Chase.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. All right, Chase, lay it on us. What do you do here?
So I'm the GIS Specialist III.
So Gary was on his side giving him a 3 because there's, GIS Specialist III.
Yeah. And I'd say my main responsibilities now are I'm the map guy. I make maps.
That sounds fun.
If we get map requests. And the GPS guy, I guess, now.
That's important.
And then I'm probably the lead on our sub-addressing project.
Do you want to explain what that means? Even I don't know what that is. So
okay, so
please
for example,
educate.
like our building has an address, 2600 Airport Freeway. This office we're in right now is a sub address.
Oh,
like room.
Okay, now I get
I don't
it.
remember what room number this was.
I think it's 100 for 100% because it's the best office in the building.
But it can also be, a larger property that has an address, and there can be individual buildings.
So like suite numbers and things like that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. And then you said you do mapping. So you're the creator of the maps themselves?
Yeah.
Like when they go on to the 911 centers?
Yeah. Well, or just, I guess, I'd say the ones I've made so far have been for the office.
Oh, for the office, for internal reasons.
I made one little one for you to put on the website. It's like a PSAP
okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Lauren did give you credit for that, by the way, in the email.
Or something.
She said Chase made this map.
And then I'm working on some stuff for Randy, the fire marshal at Tarrant County.
Oh, okay. What? Now, how long have you been here?
A little over 3 years.
Has it been over 3 years now?
Yep.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just like
you survived COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March
Started when
2020.
COVID hit.
Yeah, March of 2020. What a great time to start a new career.
Yes. Yep.
Hi, welcome to the district. You're working remote. There you
She's
go.
done well.
Oh, that's awesome. What did you do prior to the district?
So I am from South Dakota. I worked for the city of Pierre, which is the state capital. I don't remember my title there, but I wasn't full time there, and they just had. My job was as far as how well their GIS was developed, if they wanted, what was I working on? If they have their streets and you have like pavement condition, like 0 to 100, as far as it's a brand, if there's a bunch of
potholes in there or something?
Yes, potholes and other stresses, and you have to like survey the roads and everything.
Oh.
And I did all of them, every street. Well, you don't do the entire street. You do like an 80, 90 foot section of the street.
You're new to Texas, so not only have you been here 3 years, but you've been in Texas for 3 years.
Yep.
Awesome. You like Texas?
Yeah.
You like it?
It's warmer.
Good. It is. It's definitely warmer from where you're from.
Oh God,
Super
yeah. No,
warmer.
just a week ago, they got like 7 inches of snow. So no, thank you. I'm not going back to that. I don't care how hot it gets here.
That's a hard pass for the snow. Thank you, though. Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what, Lauren? I totally forgot to ask you what you did before.
I was in college before. I had never really had a quote unquote big girl job before this.
You went to Starbucks.
I did. I worked at Starbucks while I was in college.
Did you go to college?
I went to the University of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
I have a bachelor's degree in geography with a focus in GIS.
Oh, that's so funny. I never really had a big girl job before. I'm so glad that we could provide this career for you in Starbucks. Now, okay, I've heard, and I don't know, because word of mouth, I've heard Starbucks is one of the most difficult places to work. Like the multitasking.
Yeah.
And knowing all like the coffee recipes.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Once you kind of get it down, most of the recipes are pretty similar, but yeah, you do have to remember like certain steps for each drink. And I was also a trainer at Starbucks, so I would have to train new employees. And so that was really interesting. Some people are just better learners than others. Some people
That's true.
Caught on really quickly, and others took months before they were comfortable making drinks.
That would be me. Because, well, first off, I don't drink coffee. Nothing against Starbucks. Nothing against all you Starbucks lovers out there. That's totally fine. I just don't drink coffee. I am naturally caffeinated.
Well, I had a phase, like I said, I was in college when I worked at Starbucks. And so I would work from 5:30 to like noon and then go to school in the afternoons. I had a phase where I was severely addicted to coffee. It was bad.
Oh my gosh. Like
I had to cut myself off cold turkey.
Coffee can be an addiction. I completely understand, especially when you're working and going to school at the same time and your day is packed and you're just trying to keep yourself awake?
Yeah, I mean, I would come home from school and just crash for hours.
Oh my gosh.
It was not a good time, but I did love working at Starbucks.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A nice shout out to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't carry some of those perks into here and then, everybody.
I mean, if we got an espresso machine, I would gladly make cappuccinos for people.
Okay, you better be careful what you just said, because now this is going public, and so the other staff members are going to hear this. So we all might pitch in. Well, I'm not going to pitch in, but everyone else might pitch in for a cappuccino machine.
I can work part-time as the office barista.
Gary likes that. Well, that's fun. Okay, well, awesome. Well, kudos to Starbucks for training Lauren in multitasking skills and coffee knowledge.
Those skills really do translate,
Well, multitasking,
yeah. And then also learning how to teach people was really important. Mm-hmm. So yeah, shout out to Starbucks.
They're a good deal.
They're our new sponsor for the day.
They're not sponsoring this podcast. Awesome. All right. Well, Gary, since you're Mr. Gigglebox over there, you're next. So we have Gary Ross, also known as, I call him G. Ross.
G. Ross, yeah. I won't say what it's short for. I'm Gary Ross. I'm the GIS Liaison here at the district. Role is mostly I'm a GIS coordinator. I collect all the new data coming in, the new plats and new subdivision plats, and I'll enter those new plats, the streets from those new plats, and the address registers into what's called MSAG, which is the Master Street Addressing Guide, which is a 911 database with all the streets, address ranges by community in ESN. The street needs to be in there for people who can get phone service for landlines, which is kind of getting obsolete, but we still maintain that. It's maintained by AT&T. And then from there, I'll determine if it's new streets, they got to be entered, if they got to be GPS, or we can download the digital files through the city, like the city of Fort Worth has all their data online. So, and then I pass those usually right now on to Lauren. So,
buddy system.
And she makes sure they get entered into our 911 map, which goes out to all the call centers. So,
wow. Well, and thank you for explaining that clearly. I was like, okay, that totally makes sense.
Well, some people say the MSAG, they don't know what it means.
I've heard you guys say all that, and I'm like, I totally forgot what that is.
Refers to the 911 database.
Oh, okay. So do you want to hit everybody with how long you've been at the district, Gary?
Yeah, I'm the older statesman of the group. I've been here for 23 years. It'll be 24 in July.
Oh, my gosh. See, you don't say older or old, you say experienced.
Okay.
I am the experienced gentleman of the group. So there you go.
Except for Lauren always reminds me how old I am.
That's how lovely. What a positive reinforcement to start your business day.
Anyway.
Just to remember your place. So
right.
That's great. What are some of the things, is there any wow factors that you have since you've been here for almost 24 years? What are some of the things that you never thought may have come, or things that have wow, okay, this actually happened? Because I remember back then we didn't think that was a thing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Of course, the big push was phase 2 to locate wireless calls. Mm-hmm. And that got implemented in 2001, 2002, somewhere in that timeline. So we thought, wow, we're really there now. And now the big push is next gen 911. Mm-hmm. So one thing that they finally is you can now text to 911. Mm-hmm. They can receive your call. So.
And just for the folks at home, Next Gen 911 is it's a project to strengthen the GPS findings of cell phones and things like that, and it can also tag other technology and ways to contact 911 in emergencies and everything. So that is projects that we're working on here at the district moving forward in the future, and that a lot of people are working on throughout the country.
Next generation 911 right now is currently the calls are routed off the MSAG database. Mm-hmm. And with Next Gen, they're going to be routed off the GIS database.
Oh, okay.
Which makes our job very important.
What's the MSAG?
So, Master Street Addressing Guide.
MSAG. There you go.
So
awesome. Is there anything particular that you would like to implement while you're here at the district?
Yeah. contemplating on retirement in maybe the next few years. They keep telling me no.
Yeah.
So.
Nope. Lauren's shaking her head. Chase seems like he's okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, now, just do it when you're ready.
Yeah. I just want to see Lauren and Chase kind of fill in, take over my place, and help them train and help them out. So
that's
they're ready.
Nice.
So that's my
really nice.
my long-term goal here.
That's awesome.
Since they have short time left.
I don't even like hearing that, Gary.
So it's it's getting close,
Gosh.
So,
yeah, our staff has definitely changed in the last 6 years, actually.
Well, that's probably another thing is the growth of our district. We've went 15, 16 employees for years, and now we're almost up to 30. So that's great to see, and bringing on new people.
Because it was only, like, when I came on, there was only about 15. I was like 16 or something, so there wasn't that many at all. And a lot of, the veterans that have been here and everything, that was for quite some time. But now we have a whole slew of new folks and doing great things. So it's great. Change is good. Change is good for all businesses and organizations, is my opinion.
And technology.
Yep, changes in technology and keeping up with the times and all that jazz. So, well, that is awesome. I do have to point out that prior to starting this podcast, we were talking about cell phones. I don't know how we got on that conversation. We were talking about old cell phones. And then I happened to have a box, which I grabbed and dumped it on my table here. And it's all these cell phones. And Chase, which is your favorite cell phone?
Oh, the Razor.
Yes.
Let's
so
go.
we have a lavender colored Razor phone from Motorola here. And Chase pretty much was like a little kid on Christmas for a trike, and he saw that Razor come out of that box, and he's like, oh, yeah. So we have that. So I have a slew of them sitting here, and I don't even know how I obtained this. I obtained really... I guess it's just things that people don't know what to do with. They just bring it to my office. Why not? Like public education stuff. But this is what a old cell phone looks. So we have flip phones. We have the Nextel phone, the one that you can beep. You could page someone. You could remember it would make a noise. And you could, this one here, that you could page people. Some of them don't even have, oh, that one's an old one. But yeah, the slider phones, Samsung slider phones and everything, the old Nokias. I think Lauren's comment was like, oh, is there Snake on this? So
I used to steal my parents' phone and play Snake on like road trips and stuff.
You used to borrow your parents' phone.
I would steal it.
Some of them, I think that's the slider. Like you slide it sideways. Yeah, you slide it and then you turn it. I remember that was a huge marketing thing for all phones. So
Is this no BlackBerry?
No, is that the BlackBerry one? No, I don't think it's a BlackBerry phone, but you would slide it sideways, like you hold the phone, then you turn it and slide it, and your keyboard would be up.
I think that's when they came out with the full keyboard on phones.
This one, I think, was the first one, the Samsung slider up one, where you would just like push it up and then you get your keyboard. But that is when you were texting. If you had to, like, texting my name, I would have to hit 2 like 3 times. So A, B, B, and then E, and then Y, and it was, to get to the letter that you wanted, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to hit 9 4 times to get the Y or Z.
Those were trying times for sure.
It's so interesting. So if you have your favorite pastime phone, like Chase loves the Razor, I actually agree with Chase. I loved my Razor when I had it back in 2006 or 2005, actually. If you have a favorite pastime phone, comment. Let us know. I might have it sitting here. It might be yours. I don't know. No, it's not. These are all old work phone, I believe. Thank you so much to the GIS Trio for coming and talking on the podcast. Do you have any last words of wisdom, Gary, Chase, Lauren, anything? Want to leave anybody?
Know your location.
Know your location.
Oh, yeah. Know your location.
Yep. Know your location. There you go. Anything? No, nothing from the.
Else to add
I don't want
here?
to say like less experience. I'm trying not to.
The
youngsters in the room. Yes. So
the
awesome.
future of Tarrant County 911 GIS.
The future of Tarrant County 911 GIS. Now, Jerry, where do I fall into that? Since I'm not their age, but I'm not your age. still. I'm still there. It's okay.
You're
Got a
middle
good.
age for
I
us,
get
I
it.
guess.
That hurt. That got me.
I don't know.
That got me
You're
right.
gonna be here for what, 30 years? So
Probably. Yeah, I think it's under. It's probably like under 20 years now. A little bit, maybe 18. So yeah. We're all trying not to say my age. so I don't care. I'm 42. Want to be retired when I'm 60. So.
I thought you were still in your 30s. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that makes up for calling me middle aged. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, big shock value. 42. Hi.
Well, you look good.
Aw, thanks, Gary. That's nice. Okay, now you don't have to do it anymore. I totally forgive you for the middle age comment. So anyway. Thanks again, you guys. I really appreciate your time. I love chatting with you all. For everyone, thanks for tuning in today. We have a new podcast every Monday. You can listen to us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Until next time, have a fabulous week.